Yo, what is up boys? It's Apollo back with another Souls RNG video, and in today's video, as you saw by the title, I'm going to be telling you guys 10 things that you probably did not know about Souls RNG. All the information in this video will be coming from either my personal experiences or the Souls RNG wiki, which I'll link down in the description below. But before we get started in the video, 4 things I have to say, realistically 3 things. Firstly, there's 2 Discord links in the description of the video. The first one leads you to a Souls RNG glitch hunting server / dream space hunting, and basically I'll link a tutorial on how to macro there in the top right. But if you want free glitch biomes and free dream spaces, then join that server and macro. Only requirement is that you have to be on PC. The second Discord link in the description will lead you to my personal fan club server type thing. Basically, if you want to talk to me, my fans, communicate with me and all that, make suggestions for videos even, there's a lot to do there, then you can join via the link in the description or the link on screen. Since I know in editing, I'm gonna put it on screen. And the final thing, if you guys want to support me, drop a sub, drop a like, but also you can pay me by becoming a member on my channel for $2 a month. You'll get special perks, and I don't want to yap so long, so it's like a 10-minute intro, but like, if you want to support my channel and fund giveaways in the future, then you can join my channel. So thank you guys for watching, and let's get into the video. The first thing that you may or may not have known about Souls RNG is that the developer aura, Red Full Moon, actually used to have a cutscene. So whenever you get the stigma badge from the developer XC, you'll actually get the aura in your collection. Like, I don't have it, but I do have Soul. And Red Full Moon used to actually have a cutscene you could replay, which I'll throw on the screen, of course. And not many people know that because it got removed at some point in the game. The second thing you may or may not have known is that there is a developer area, I guess you could say, called Nova's Shelter. You used to be able to access it pre-Eon 1. So I just found out while researching for my editing portion of the video, Nova's Shelter didn't exist before Eon 1. So my bad. I'll show a clip on screen of how people used to enter it. But now it is completely inaccessible, but it still does exist on the map, and there used to be a bug where you could glitch through walls and you could actually get into Nova's Shelter that way. I'll put another clip on screen of me doing that.
Well, let me wait now.
Alright. It's gotta be perfect, there's no way. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay. Perfect shot.
Just head
Please.
first.
Please have a good time, bro. Please. Let's get this one thing. Come on. Yeah, like, go first person.
Let's go. Freak.
Yes, we finally
Somebody
got that
put something here.
right. Noah's Cave. Noah's Shelter, whatever.
However, this bug was patched and you can no longer get into Nova's Shelter. However, it still does exist on the map. One fun fact is if you actually come right here to this candle and you jump up here, you can clip your camera through the wall, and this is the entrance into Nova's Shelter, which obviously you cannot get in anymore. The next thing that you may or may not have known is that pre-Eon 1, global cutscenes used to have sound effects. I'll show you what a normal cutscene looks like now, and then I'll compare it to the old cutscene, and you can hear the old sound effects. As you saw, there was no sound effects aside from the global whistle, the slash, and pretty much that's it. Now, I'm going to show you a pre-Eon 1 Archangel cutscene. As you saw in that cutscene, there was a choir, a heavenly choir, which was really fitting for the aura. It sucks that they removed it. I'll also throw a list up on screen of every single aura before Eon 1 that had cutscene sound effects. The next thing that you may or may not have known is that the Unbound aura used to actually be 1 in 20 million instead of 1 in 2 million. The time period that it was 1 in 20 million was pretty long ago during the 2024 Easter event. It's crazy to think that this aura really used to be at 1 in 20 million. The fifth thing that you may or may not have known about Souls RNG is that the primary developers, which I'll throw up on screen, aren't actually all of the developers. There used to be a developer that went by Jammin_TV who got fired from the Souls RNG dev team a long time ago. This video would be a little bit longer than I wanted to if I really get into detail on what he did, but he was pretty much just a bad influence on the developer team, and he got kicked off the team for that. He did actually used to have a doll, which the developers renamed to Not a Dev Doll or something like that. I'll throw a screenshot up on screen, but interesting. The next thing that you may not have known about Souls RNG is that the Equinox aura was actually based off of an old developer aura called Layers. I'll put the two side by side and you can kind of see how they resemble each other. And I'll also throw a screenshot up on screen of one of the developers, 53 Axes, actually saying that it was based off of the aura, in case that's not enough evidence. Another thing you may or may not know, and I actually didn't know this before I looked it up, is that Pixelation was actually based, or at least inspired by, the Chromatix Exotic aura, which, if you don't know, was an aura in Souls RNG that got replaced and remodeled, I guess, into Chromatic Genesis because of some issues between Hades RNG and Souls RNG. Of course, I'll throw screenshots up on screen, and I'll show the wiki picture where it says that it was, inspired. Another thing that you may or may not have known is that during the launch of Eon 1, there was actually a special item inside of Jake's shop that you could craft called Word's Hat. Only a few people crafted it before it got removed by the developers, and I'll throw a screenshot up on screen of what it looked like, and that's pretty much all. Another thing that you may or may not have known is that there is actually a buff in the game. Well, it was in the game, it got removed. But there was a buff that was in the game called Developer's Blessing. Basically what the blessing was is you had to be in a game with the developer with it, and they had to give you the blessing. And basically what it did is it gave you like minus 9,000 luck, so yikes. And finally, the last thing that you may or may not have known about Souls RNG is that there was a developer exclusive item called Hollow Purple. There's not much else to explain about it, but I'll throw it up on screen because it looked cool.
No way. That's so cool.
And it got removed a long time ago. And that is all for the 10 things that you may or may not have known about Souls RNG. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. Tell me what your favorite item here was, or aura. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you out in the next one. I'm out.